Hi, I'm Dr. Saira.
And I'm Texas Peck. Today we thought we'd have a little bit of fun and give you a little peek behind the scenes of the expansion project and the four founding members. And Saira loves a good story. She's always after a good story. So as you may know or may not know, we try to live in this consciousness journey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get too deep into that because there's other podcasts on that. But in about a week's time, we're going to be doing some visiting a different city. And we thought we'd share, how that came up.
So I have a friend who lives in Toronto, who really dear friend, and he's not that well right now. And he was planning on, I had this sense like I'd love for Texas to meet him. And so he was planning on coming to visit us this summer. And then a couple of weeks ago, he wrote to me and said that's not going to work out for his schedule.
Yeah, so because of this, because we give merit to the intuitive voice, I said, when Saira told me this, I said, I really feel like I'm supposed to meet this guy. I'm supposed to be in a room with him.
And I hadn't even said anything, but I'm like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. And I was hoping that while he was here, you blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, that's how she talks, by the way. So we were just kind of sitting with this, and it was like, and then the rational mind starts to kick in. Well, it's a long ways to go for a short visit.
Yeah, so he was planning on being in Calgary, and we're about 6-hour drive or so away from Calgary, and so we kind of sat with that.
It was like, that's quite a bit.
And
that's all. That was all here. So the first initial thing was from that intuitive place.
Yeah, Texas just saw himself in a room with this guy.
No agenda, no, just like, okay. So then we talked about that, and I asked Dr. Saira, I said, so if Calgary was 45 minutes away, would we go? Oh yeah, she said we'd go for sure, like that. We'd just whip over there. I said, well, what about if we just decided in our minds and in our reality, and it's going to sound okay, a little wacky, but Calgary's 45 minutes away. What would change? Well, we'd just go. So I said, let's make it that happen.
Right. So then we decided, okay, we're going to Calgary. And so we let him know that we're going to drive down on the dates that he's there. And he's like, well, that's a really long way to come for, and it doesn't matter because It's like, okay, we're changing the way that we see the whole thing.
But that's all we had at that point.
Yeah.
And since then, a whole bunch of stuff has happened.
Yeah. So since then, now we have, my sister also lives in Calgary, and there's some people that she wants us to meet, different opportunities that, for the expansion project and ways that we might be able to serve those businesses. And so she's lined up a couple meetings with some
different folks,
some organizations. And then there's a couple of dinner meetings that we have with some friends and
past that, then so we're going to go out, and then our spouses and your kids are going to come out to Calgary, and we're going to do that. And then we're going to go on to Saskatoon and see my daughter. So the point is that the point of intersection for this was that small nudge.
That small nudge of like, I see myself in a room with this guy. I don't know why. Or me thinking, I really want you to meet this. And not for any sort of outcome or any agenda, just like, oh, that feels right. And then when we follow that and say yes to that, and then we have an opportunity to say yes to something else and something else and something else.
And it's a wonderful way to live. It's exciting because we're participating in it, but we're not controlling it.
Which is very different than the way that I used to live, where I like to control everything.
It's a little bit of that.
And no, right? Like, okay, well, what's happening? What's the agenda? What's the itinerary? What are the timings? Where's the location?
What subjects will we cover with each person? And blah, 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 blah.
And what do I need to wear for each of these meetings? And, like very, very structured. And as we're softening into intuitive guidance, things are just weaving together in ways that we couldn't have created or anticipated ourselves. We just say yes to the first thing, and then other things just seem to fall into place.
Beautiful. So if that is
intriguing,
good word.
Then get the book.
Yeah, it's a good
called
place.
The How.
Right.
It's available on Amazon, and it talks about these concepts, right, and teaches the predictable, reliable, repeatable pathway back to alignment. And alignment is where we can actually hear that intuitive voice.
Right. And who wrote the book?
Monique Peck, who's Texas's wife and my bestie, wrote this book.
So we're excited to be bringing this forward. We think there's that we have yet to tap into the human potential
So if you're interested, check it out. You also might want to check out some of the other videos on this YouTube channel, as well as our website. Give us a like, a thumbs up, share this video with others who you think might enjoy it.
Right.
And we'll see you next time.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening.